Hey, these other rappers, they're them, but Ransom is him. Bar for bar, easily one of the best rappers on the planet. Punchline wise, you can make the argument that he's the best, and then he's elite with rhyme schemes and wordplay on top of that. He's also been on a stupid run. I think both in 2020 and 2021, he had 2 projects that were in my top 20. His project from earlier this year, I knocked it a little bit for the beat selection, but lyrically, it's easily a top 5 project of this year. High expectation for this one, so let's get into it.
It's politicking with some giants and try to make an alliance. They underestimated the fearless heart of a lion that's here to sharpen the iron. The clearest stars in Orion that wears the scars of a Mayan.
Yeah, that flow right there was sick. That cadence, he kind of emphasized 2 syllable in the middle and then the 4 syllable rhyme scheme at the end, and then the cadence matched the rhyme scheme. That's tough.
Telling me to take care, but never was no cares given. Crying on them prison tears.
All right, I see the wordplay.
Tears dripping. Dirty as a
I like that imagery, tattoo tears dripping.
Like, mama, why we living here? Baby, at least we here living. Born was a terror, was robbing all of my friends' neighbors. Put locks on the jewels, but thanks for giving us gems, Jada. My first rap check. That's like
tough.
Mama.
Locks on the jewels, talking about literal jewels, jewelry. And then thanks for giving us gems, Jada. Jada Kids from the Locks dropping gems. Ugh.
What my pen made us. Me and my brother locked up now. Look what the pen made us.
Solid opener. I'll say at times he flashed some incredible rappings, especially with that flow that he had towards the beginning of his verse. Then that Jada Kids Locks bar, I think that was the best bar of the song. He also flashed a couple 4 and 5 syllable rounds. For the most part, it was a 3 syllable round scheme with some internals. I will say this beat ain't that crazy. It feels like a generic soul sample being flipped. It's a tad bit outdated to me. Then on Ransom standards, the dude got some good storytelling, but this kind of autopilot for Ransom. He's come harder on his openers on his last, really about 7 albums. Because he'll have the same level of rhyme schemes, and even more intricate rhyme schemes, but he'll mix in some more intricate wordplay throughout. So I'm hoping he mixes that in a little bit more on the rest of the tracks. I think that's one thing that sets him apart. This is Ignorance. Interesting keys.
A bottle of Glenlivet's, my pen pivots. They don't want to hear your pretend lyrics.
Like
they want to hear me. Y'all need to stay up out of men's business. My friends live it, cause my money stacked tall enough to offend midgets. While y'all living out of your friend's Civic, my feet in this.
I like that 3 syllable rhyme scheme, but he's above that midget bar. No pun intended.
No more weighing milligrams or them silly scams. I'm staring at my ceiling fan like, damn, you really did it, Rand.
I like that rhyme scheme
to
too.
Admire, cause you could do anything with desire as long as you bring the fire. Y'all not bosses, y'all working for someone who's working for suits in the top office. My life's a movie in this box office. I'm making moves, but just a lot cautious. I can make the expense, yeah. What's a world war to a lost soldier? I'm more concerned with his mind state when the war's over. These kind of things you niggas gloss over. I once called the streets my home. When I left, I said it was foreclosure.
Nah, he's talking on the last lines about that face of living that street lifestyle.
You all cobras, what the Lord do when he called Moses? Never conceded the mission. He had to walk through water, so you see the division.
Oh, that's tough. I wanted that cobra line right before it was intentional too, because Moses had turned the staff into a snake. I could be reaching, but I do like that scheme regardless.
And with the words they say he's a magician. Keep your assistance. Once it all works out, I'ma need your resistance. I lump sums like a beating from listing. Keeping
right
your
there.
distance. Since 2020,
Still
niggas
going.
see the persistence. My only need is my need for existence. And just trying to get a bill up like he's on the Pistons. Listen, we got that.
Hey, that second verse is it. I think the first verse was good too. I think both these verses were better than the verses on Pain is Glory. Some Chris rapping from start to finish, but he really turned Super Saiyan on that second verse. One, the imagery that he opened up the second verse with was tough. Then that Moses line, disgusting. The 5 syllable rapping at the end, yeah, that song was tough. The beat did make me appreciate how much I like when Ransom do projects with Nicholas Craven. The Cynthia Keys, that's an outdated aesthetic. Yeah, whatever. It's a beat. We had a rapping character, so this is Prophecy.
Ain't too many niggas that's hot as I am. They tried sticking their fingers in when the pot was frying. So stop relying on them prophets lying. I stopped replying. These niggas grow locks and now they be prophesying.
That rhyme scheme's tough. He started out with a 4 syllable rhyme for those first 2 lines. And then he like doubled up because he used the same 4 syllable as an internal rhyme. So he spit that same 4 syllable rhyme scheme twice within the same bar.
You got what the buyer needs. I'm just trying to live through war, so maybe I can die in peace. You should never cry in grief.
That's tough, the contrast, live in war, die in peace.
Any lessons learned? Pardon me, that's my beliefs, and I'ma stand extra firm. Never tuck a hot pistol, that can cause flesh to burn. When the love was never there, they...
That's tough, taking the imagery of taking a hot pistol, taking a pistol with a body on it, and then using that literally talking about it called flesh to burn.
When the love was never there, they appear less concerned. Let it simmer. They gave me scraps instead of dinner. Leave a nigga hungry, it only makes him a better sinner. Now he needs therapy. Them demons won't let him sleep. He saw what he should never see. Now we gotta set him free. His conscience won't let him live. We rock him like Eric B. Shit is so repetitive, but this is what was said to me.
That was gruesome, those last couple of bars.
For you, but they bad mouth you the second that they don't hear from you.
I think one thing that Ransom brings that I didn't even touch on, I rarely touch on it, is the authenticity. You know, I don't knock a rapper, they don't have this, but Ransom, every single line oozes that street upbringing that he had and that street lifestyle that he lived, but the maturity in which he speaks on it, I think that's something that a lot of the cult rappers miss. And I think it's a lane that some rappers try to get into and they just don't do it well. They're not able to tell as captivating stories on the other side as opposed to when they're just rapping about the street tales. Ransom can do both at a really high level. It's like the food for thought in a particular line. Even if he's not punching, it feels like a punchline with just how heavy and how thought-provoking the line can be. But yeah, that was on full display here. A lot of multis. The rhyme schemes are straightforward, but he's putting a lot of syllables together. The production still ain't doing nothing for me. It ain't bad, but it ain't good either. I think the drums been sounding good, but the samples are pretty simple. And they all sound like beats from the 2000s. Ransom being old and rapping on these type of beats is like equivalent to when the dads get them little white Nikes with the small little black check on them. This is his last gasp. Alright, this beat going somewhere though. Y'all think Ransom at 30 Special picked this
Niggas
beat?
say they outside but with no place to go. They say, Ran, you look young. They see in my face a glow that resembles the greats before. Trick couldn't love enough. That's why I said enough's enough. For those who bet against me, I tell them niggas, let's double up. Deal a card, shuffle up. Pioneers spilling your heart on tracks and they shut them up. First one through the wall is always gonna get bloodied up. And now this runner-up is about to run it up. Too bad y'all niggas runners up.
That runner-up scheme was fire, and then that gambling scheme was fire. Just subtle wordplay why he's doing this storytelling.
That's why I spent this pain for niggas locked up and she say it ain't yours. Brother dead on the same call. Another death got your brain paused. We remain flawed. Can't afford to weather the storm cause even the rain pour. Now we not
them prison car bars was gritty.
Dog, please let me explain, Lord. If I'm in a crowd of niggas, who you think they gon' aim for? Yeah, yours truly. So all these fake rappers who swear that war's a movie. I cleared the walls of juvie. You feel his bars don't move me.
And then he keep going into this wall theme. He's used it as prison walls and he's used it as getting over a hurdle. You remember that first to break through the wall line that he started the verse with?
The ops saying my name, I hear the calls of duty. The cops put them in chains, I swear them laws are spooky, but I hear the guards as groupies. They tell me this my last
like that
gas.
4-syllable.
I take a deep breath and reassess. I'm in the mirror working on my last laugh.
That's tough.
Huh. Hey, yo, Red, let me talk on this, my nigga. Know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
Hey,
the
yo,
same
turn me up
sample
in the
too.
headphones, man. Know what I mean? Hey, y'all.
Oh, they should have kept the drums in.
Out about cream, but I ain't never lose sleep, my nigga. What's a visionary without dreams? Now where would I be without fiends? They took care of me, shit. Some even gave me their house keys. And 03, we was drought.
I was about to say if he would have house sound like an oxymoron, but it's this nigga selling work for a house. That nigga's immoral.
I was just giving out peas. Now that same safe is full of contracts and house deeds.
From them fiends whose house he took.
So I go inside of the booth and get privacy. Hire me a private masseuse, reflexology. You gotta seek honest and truth to respect modesty.
Right there, he alternated between a 4 and a 5-syllable rhyme scheme. I think that was his best rhyme pattern of his verse so far.
And I was always taught to get rid of beef, lemon squeeze with a banana clip, that's bittersweet. I'm off balance chemically, mix energy. Y'all mix money and power with bitch tint.
Lemon squeeze with a banana clip? That's bittersweet. Ugh.
And that's probably why I ain't died yet. Couple niggas tried and failed, homie, I'm God sent.
I feel like Ransom and 38 Special, like them niggas on Straight Outta Compton that ran up on the bus when the kids was throwing the gang signs out the window and pretty much told them straighten up, I'm finna kill you. Some street niggas dropping that knowledge. Yeah, man, this is my favorite song on the album so far. The production easily the best instrumental on the album. That vocal sample is sick, and I like the little modulation they had right before 38 Special's verse. They brought some drums in. They really could have kept the drums going for the rest of his verse. That might have been a nice little twist on it. But yeah, that beat was sick. The rapping was dope. I think I prefer Ransom's verse slightly over 38 Special, but I think 38 Special had a fire verse too. They both were dropping gems as far as street knowledge. 38 Special had a fire punch with that bittersweet line. I think that was my favorite bar of the song. I think Ransom got him on that one. Yeah, that Trust label got some talent. This is The World Is Yours.
It's no surprise that I can't relate to your rap fables. Got biblical with this cane, cause nigga, I'm that able. Addicts visions of black.
I heard some Cane Cocaine and Able flips before, but that one was different.
The money, why did that change you? Squares in your circle if you looking at it from that angle. Every rat in that trap mangled. The world is yours if you
That's
deserve
fire.
it all. We just trying to swerve the law, recruiting more shooters for every murder solved. Dirty stares to all of them prosecutors. Do not pursue us. Block maneuvers. Niggas who shot intruders then hopped in Ubers.
Using an Uber as a getaway driver gotta be against the terms of service.
Owners in this league that fire off lead. Leave you MIA like Brian Flores. We don't send shots, we send warheads. Damn is the gravel judge.
MIA being an entendre, MIA missing, and then Miami where he coached. That's a good line.
We them right niggas with nothing left to lose. It's best to choose what side you on when you stretch the rules. I respect your views, but detective trying to inspect for clues.
It's a
So
fire
I'm praying
rhyme
over
scheme.
my prey. That's how I'm gonna bless the food.
All right, that song was solid. Like, Ransom's rapping is so good. None of these songs are going to be bad. This nigga can rap on the beat from East by Earl Sweatshirt. Ransom will turn it into a solid song just because his rapping is so strong. I ain't care for the chorus. I ain't care for the beat. But this nigga can spit. Like, these beats, I know Craven been working on that Boldy James album, but they gonna have to get that nigga some caffeine and get that nigga in the studio. This'll do, but we need that nigga working around the clock. This is Purge Night. Okay, I like where this is going.
Who gon' give me that
That bass
best
is
look?
tough.
Besides a couple niggas, the rest shook. Cause me and mine's only respect crooks. I shoot off the left foot.
This nigga have it. Dog, it's in him. He been doing this. It's in him.
Aim like Westbrook, you best shush, cause you don't know the smell when flesh cooks. Pull up your dress, rook, sorta like
Ain't, oh my goodness. What are those strings? He didn't even have to do that.
easy. I stay flee, cause niggas get shot every day, B. Same niggas that raised me told me that if life was a movie, there'll never be a nigga that plays me. You a facade, nigga. I am a street.
Come on, man. The wordplay, nobody would play me.
I am a guard, nigga. You like a J. Reed. I'm trying to stay free, but Jersey is a no flex zone, so them choppers be the size of Sway Lee. Over a hot stove, trying to get
That's tough. Random thought, why is Sway Lee on Freddie Gibbs' new album?
sold. The block code with a line longer than Costco's. Soon as the pack rolls,
It's a long line, dog.
need an address where the box goes. Then I'm pulling up with a snot nose. Niggas is all talk. Now we are not bros. The shots blow. Barrel of the shot, it gets sawed off.
All it take is a word, the way we emerge. If I got beef, you know my niggas coming in herd. Nigga roll H to make things great again. Niggas got the game fucked up, so I'm weighing it. Everybody wanna be a killer to the kill switch. Turned on, cause that real shit they ain't thrilled with. The squad don't play about me. You can test that. Leave a black hole in the space where your chest at.
Look, that song is crazy. That beat is disgusting. And say Mayor did this beat by itself on the credits, but I wouldn't be surprised if Havoc had a hand in there. That's what I thought he was doing when I saw him on this feature list. Did not expect him to have a verse, but he did his thing. The rapping wasn't on the same level as Ransom, but it was pretty tough. Gritty imagery, two-syllable rapping, and I think it went hand in hand with Ransom's verse, who for the first time on this album, he used a two-syllable rhyme scheme for an extended period of time, but the way he did it was so rapid fire, and he stuck with that one cadence and flow. So the tricky part about this album that is really, really good, but it's also the worst project that Ransom's dropped since 2020, I think. And he had like 6 or 7 projects between then. The rapping was excellent, but normally he can add another dimension where he has that same level of street talk, same level of rhyme schemes, but he has some crazy punches and he flashed it at times. But like, even if you just turn on like the first song of No Rest for the Wicked or Coup de Grace, I mean, you can just randomly pick a bar for instance, and it'll be on par with probably the best punches on this album, but it's still a really good project. I would say another knock is the production. I don't think it was great. I don't think it was bad either. Last Gasp and Purge Night, I think those beats were fire, but the other 4 beats just had a dated aesthetic to it. They would slap it. This was the early 2000s. But for what it's worth, Ransom does have another project on the way, and he said this is the warm-up. So I'll take this project for what it is. One of the best rappers on the planet, rapping at a really high level. Was it his best project? No. Was it still extremely enjoyable? Absolutely.